Hello everybody, Thorgal here, and welcome back to another episode of Unabridged here on the Primus server. I'm having a little coffee up here on my balcony. I think it's cool, look at the view, I like it. Now there's a couple things I want to mention here before we get started there's two things that bug me about our base. And I'm going to change them here the next few episodes. Not today, too. We got something else in stock for today, and that is number one. I don't mind how it turned out down here, but I don't like that the mob farms are in our base, in the main workshop, because these areas here I could use for other machines. For example, put away these guys and well, lots of stuff. For example, the lasers are squished over here in the corner. I'm not too happy about it. But anyways, I want to move these mob farms out of here. Especially this right here. It's nice how compact and everything it is and how it's working and so on, but I like to make this better. Much better. And for that, I had the idea that I want to build an entire new area. And this over here is the perfect spot. Right here. Look at this mountain. One of my buddies, Mike, you guys know him from the Mod Sauce and also Ark and so on. He goes by Warpower. Said, this would be an ideal place for a mineshaft entrance. And I looked at it and I thought, he's so true. It's a perfect. I can see a nice sturdy bridge going over here with a mineshaft entrance and then the rail cart coming over here. I do want to have some kind of a rail cart station here because we still have the rail cart coming from over here soon. I'll show you this tower in a second. And so I want to build a mineshaft entrance over here and then dig down and then kind of go with the theme that, while during the mining expedition here, we found some old artifacts that spawned weird creatures, and then we're going to have a few different cells down there for the different spawners. I have some really good ideas, but like I said, we're not starting with this today. I just wanted to give an overview. Check out the bunny. Poor guy stuck up here. How's it going, buddy? I'm gonna rescue this guy. Come here. You can hop down around here. Have some fun. Let me show you the tower here real quick. I was doing that here a couple days ago. I didn't want to do anything else, so I felt like building, and I remembered that I did not like the top here, how it looked like a silo. And you guys see, I colored the wings on this windmill. They were white, and I didn't like that. So you can actually click on each one of these blades, or whatever you want to call that, and I used the cocoa bean to make them brown, and I like it a lot better. But overall, the top here I changed. I wanted it to fit more our steampunk theme, and I think it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it so far. Let me know how you guys like this roof. I still feel like this is too much white down here, so I made a smooth quarried stone down the middle here, but I think I might try spruce wood. I'm going all the way up to break this up a little more. It's too same color. I don't know how to put that in words. It is too much white. And these platforms up here I made wider and also one longer. And then I used this roped lighting, so it looks pretty good at night. But yeah, and then of course the flag up here. I didn't want to have a small one like we have over here. You can't even see them from here. So I figured red is our color for the flag, so I put one of those up there. It turned out pretty cool. I like it. Let me know how you like it. And the other thing that's bugging me about our base, guys, is the bees. I am not happy how anytime you want to load in game, maybe, no? It'd be really cool if you would show me something. Hello? What's happening here? I usually don't. I've been on. I didn't just log in or something, so all this was already rendered, so I'm not sure. I don't like our bee area. I'm fed up with it. I thought it was a good idea when I started out to have the machines out in the open like this. But the more I think about bees, because we are gonna use bees a lot, guys. There's no change. I see that the bee videos, when I mention bee in the title, I don't get as many views than, for example, on the villager video and so on. But I just cannot, change just for that. I do want to do bees, and we're gonna do them. But I want this to be different here. I don't like this. There's no room, so it's gonna suck having to tear all this down. Luckily, I won't lose a lot of the fluids besides whatever is in the tanks here. So I might, put another tank here and fill them up. I don't want to really use them because it takes a long time for these to fill. But I do want to have a real building. And I have, I think, a very, very cool idea on how we're gonna have these, the actual bee breeding stations. And also, I want to be able to automate the bee stuff. That is also one of the reasons why I want to empty the basement over there in the workshop, because we might produce or process some of the goods with that. Anyways, and then another thing is, and I wanted to get you guys' opinion on that. Maybe you have a little more ideas or experience here. I'm chunk loading a lot with the space because I'm spreading out so much, right? So this entire area here is chunk loaded. Plus 3 chunks over here for these farms. This chunk, this house, and the bees too. So I'm chunk loading a lot, okay? And I don't want to be like the leader in chunk loading on the server. So I was thinking of possibly removing all chunk loaders besides from the main ME system. So when I'm out and about, I can still request something, okay? And when I'm in the area, because I think around the player, I think it is an 11 chunk radius or something like that. So really far, when I'm here in the area, everything is loaded anyway. It's only for when I'm offline. I don't really need anything to get processed and produced when I'm offline. I don't care much for that. There's something, no, it's just I didn't see it. Anyways, let me go ahead and sleep real quick, and you guys can see I got something in stock here. So just to recap, mob farms are going to go into this mountain. That's going to be a lot of fun. I have some really good ideas. Let me know about the tower, how you like the new design. And the bee area is also going to change here in the next few days. Or next few episodes, I should say. I don't know. I probably want to work on the mob farms first. Or maybe we split it up. One episode there, one episode here, back and forth. Something like that. But today, I want to get started with a little bit of blood magic. Now, there's one thing that bugs me. When it rains, okay? And I remember in Crafting Paradise, actually, I remembered that I did it after Brink the Gamer was telling me about it a while ago. We were talking about it. There's a ritual, a very simple ritual that you can use to make it nighttime. So if it rains during the day, or if it's night and it rains, I just sleep to get rid of it. But if it rains during the day, I could use that ritual to make it night, and then I can sleep, and then the rain is gone. And I want to see if we can automate that today. That would be, I shouldn't say automated. I don't want it to automatically happen, because some people might want the rain occasionally. But I want it to be able so I can trigger that remotely. I don't know if it works. It's untested on my end. So we're going to have to figure that out. But in order to do that, we need to get blood magic to tier 3. And that's going to require a ring of 8 and then another ring around it. So I wanted to just put this temporarily, guys. Where are we going to put this right now? I think we're going to put it right here, just for now, until we figure out a place where we're going to put this. I don't know yet, but I don't want to just make an area right now just to get this started, okay? And in order to help me with this, I did play around with it already a little bit to test it, but I wanted to show you guys everything on camera too, is I want to set up one of these guys right here, an environmental controller. I've not used them, and I believe I saw Dragon in the Mod Sauce episode. Yeah, that's where I saw it. He used that, and it's amazing, this thing, okay? So I already gave it an upgrade here. It's the Regeneration Plus module, which is made like this, and this one is made... So you need 3 of these syringes, okay? Now, these guys right here, you just crafted. Very simple. And that is why you saw that iron golem up there. And you walk up to him and you punch it over and over with it. I forgot now if I did left mouse button or right mouse. No, it was left mouse button, yeah. You just punch it and you drain life out of it. So you gotta punch him about 6 to 8 times to fill one of these syringes, okay? And he does not fight back, just so you know. So that is in here. This regeneration plus, and when it runs, it gives you a regeneration 3 buff. Now let's see here. This is only active on redstone. I set it that way, so we're gonna have to put the lever over here. And then we're just gonna leave the height. I set it from 63 to 67 and a radius only 5. Because the bigger that is, the more blocks that this, you see this right here, it uses 0.0045 RF a tick per block. So this is now 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 5 tall with a 5 radius. That is huge. Can I make this smaller? No. So that is 25 times 5. That is 125 blocks. So 125 times that RF. It's very little. And when you turn this on, you guys see it gets the thing here, and I'm getting a regeneration 3 buff. So now that we have this altar, we can use the sacrificial knife and just do our business here. And because I have 20 hearts, you guys see, this goes down very fast. Every time you stab yourself, it costs you 1 heart, and it gives 200 LP to the altar. But you guys see how fast this regenerates your life. It's kind of crazy how easy that makes blood magic in the beginning. I never thought of that. But it's cool. And then, of course, even though I have one already, I'm still going to show you. You put a diamond in here, it takes at least 2000 LP. And that's going to make us the first orb. And I'm okay with making another one. They're not going to go bad. There might be a few other things where we can use it. Or leave one in the ME system. Something like that. Come on. I just keep doing it. And it should... I didn't want to cut. Come on, man. Shouldn't take that long. Only takes 2000 LP. Do it. Give me my warp. Yoo-hoo. I get a sore throat, guys, so if my voice sounds a little different or you hear the occasional throat clearing, I apologize, but it's getting really cold here. There we go, and I hope I don't get sick. I did have a lot of soup the last 2 days. Hopefully that will help my immune system get a little stronger. And you guys see, it just says it's a weak blood orb, and when you right-click it once, ow, it now says current owner, my name. Alright, so we got that, and then the next thing we need to do is put a stone in here. And it takes... Ooh, shoot me. Let's see if I can see how much it costs. Already done 1000 LP to make a blank slate. Okay, so that is how we make these. And then you guys can see I made a divination sigil, and I made 64 of these already between the last episode and now. Again, that was the night I didn't feel good, and I just wanted something to do. And now when we right click with this divination sigil, the recipe is very simple. You just need one of these slates, one of these orbs that we just made, and some glass. And when you right click this, it shows you that we currently in a tier 1. It has 8000 LP. Watch this, I stabbed myself once. Right click it, now we have 8200. And the current capacity is 10,000. And if I use this somewhere else, not on the altar, you see current essence 400 LP. And that is for when you take this orb and put an orb in here. And now you're going to see our LP going up here. Because now it sucks this LP, these life points, into the orb. And it goes into our network. Okay, it's like an internet for LP. It's accessible everywhere. It's just stored, you know, out there somewhere. Alright, so let's take this out again. We don't need it right now. And like I said, I made a bunch of these because I want to upgrade this guy to the next tier now. And let's go in here and do that real quick. Wow. And in order to upgrade it, you need to get 8 runes around it. And these runes... what I eventually want is probably here in the beginning, the runes of self-sacrifice, these right here. So every time I stab myself, I get more LP in that altar. But you cannot make any of these yet because you need reinforced slates, which you need the altar tier 2. The same with the speed runes. I need blood runes for the speed rune. But we're not really out for speed runes right now because, like I said, I just want to get to this one ritual today, and that is it. And then we might not do anything with blood magic for a while. So I'm just going to make 8 regular blood runes. That's the easiest ones we can do. So we're going to need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8. And then you just put this guy in here, and we get all 8 out of there. All right. Now, these guys we're just going to place around the blood altar. Just underneath it. Right there at this level. Of course, one has to be a troublemaker here. All right. And all right, these 8. I don't know why I said 3. No idea. So now when we right click it, you see it says current altar tier or altar's current tier 2. Nothing else changes. Now we're just at tier 2. And now what that allows me to do is I can make reinforced slates. Because like I said, I want to make the runes of self-sacrifice. Now these runes, let me think here. I believe we need to go out 1 and down 1. So they need to be at this ring right here. And it's going to be... Let me just clear this out real quick, just to... I can show you easier. And that's why I just placed it on the ground. I don't really want to see these things right now until we find a nice spot where to put it. I usually always build up. If you guys have seen my other series, I've done blood magic many times. And I usually build up. Because I like the look of the... blood magic altar, honestly. But here for now I'm just gonna hide it in the ground, and I'm just gonna show you real quick by digging this out, because a lot of people are having problems figuring out on how to set up. There's some really good screenshots and everything out there, of course, but it's still kind of hard to follow. We don't need the corners, we only need 5 on each side, so there's gonna be 20 altogether of the self-sacrifice that I'm going to make. Because that's going to make it super easy for us to fill our LP network, okay? So I'm going to need 20 of these. And this we go about... Wait, not you. Didn't know. Get out of here. We now need to... Okay, 25. How many of these do I need? 2. So I'm going to need 50 of them. And I got 49. That's just great. Let's make one more. Actually, let me just show you... Whoa. Well, I guess I just wait this one out real quick. It's bright enough. I don't need to sleep. Come on. There we go. So now what we can do is take this regular slate and put it back in here. Because it's a tier 2. And let me just give this some more LP. So it doesn't run dry. I want to put this here, that there. Get this stuff here. Good. Because you can only take things out of the altar when they're done with an empty hand. Okay. Here we go. Now I get a reinforced slate. So I'm going to make the other 49 here. But honestly, I'm a little too lazy of right-clicking this over and over. I'd rather watch a YouTube video or something right now. Actually, let me get a chest. I like that way better. A chest and 1 conduit right here. And I'm going to get a filter. Okay. So... Actually, I want to get 2 filter for this right now. Okay, here's the thing is, when you right-click the altar, okay, I can only check this out. If I click once and again, I can only put 1 item into the altar by hand. But if you use some kind of a mechanism to pump items in, then you can pump in more than 1 item. And the only thing is that you need to set this up with filters because it doesn't know what to do. So can I right click this? No, somehow, please. There we go. I'm going to do extract, but I'm going to put a filter in here and say you're only allowed to pull out reinforced slates. Okay. And then I'm going to say always active. It's not pumping it out because this one over here is not set to insert yet. And I forgot. My bad. Come on. I actually need to set this to in and out. So insert I'm gonna set a no insert. I'm gonna not use a filter, but the extract still has that filter always active, and we're gonna set this one over here also to in and out, and the in filter, put whatever you want in here, and extracting again. I'm gonna say for now you're only allowed to pull out regular slates. Otherwise, you know, it's gonna pull this guy out again. Did I set it to always active? No, here we go. Now if I put these 48 in here, you're gonna see he pulls out 4 at a time and puts them in here. And now all I have to do here is stand here and keep stabbing myself. And when they're all done, they automatically get pulled out. So it's just a lazy factor, okay? And there's many other ways to automate this, like I did in my mod sauce series with Steve's Factory Manager. And I'm actually gonna make a tutorial about this here one of these days, how I set it up. Some people have been messaging me because I did say that I wanted to make a tutorial about it because I think it's really cool. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna just sit here now, watch something, because it's probably gonna take good 10 minutes or something for these to all turn into reinforced, and then we'll go ahead and upgrade it to tier 3. That's where we need to get to today, and then we can make our little ritual so we can make it night. So we got all 50 of them done, these reinforced slates, and I prepared the crafting recipe for them. But there's one thing we need to do first, and that is make a tier 2 orb. And that requires an emerald and a couple thousand LP. And I just noticed that the current LP is actually shown in Wayla on the bottom right. That is pretty cool. I like that a lot. I wonder what mod adds that. Probably Wayla add-ons or something like that. But it is really handy. I like seeing that. Let me turn that back on and start filling this guy up again, because we're gonna need to make 3 more items in the blood altar before we are actually ready to set up the ritual. So I'm guessing this guy takes 3,000 because we're already past. Should be any second. There we go. So it is 3,000. Okay. And then we right click this guy, so it is now bound to us. And now we can go ahead and make... Wait, I only need 20. Right? 5, 10, 15, 20, yeah. What am I thinking here? Alright, so there's 20 of them. Let's get the rest of... So I got a few reinforced slates extra, but they're not gonna go bad. And I'm hoping now that I got the depth right. But I believe I do. We'll see that in 1 second. 3. And there we go. So now let's see if this is a tier 3. Tier... No, it's not. I must have gotten the... I'm guessing they're out one further then. I didn't consult my own screenshots. Let me go ahead and move them out one ring here real quick. Some of you guys probably noticed it right away that there was nothing wrong with the actual ring. But in order to make this a tier 3, you actually need to add 2 blocks here to the corners. Wait, is it... No, it's from down here. So I actually only need 1 block. Like this, and it can be any block that you want. It doesn't matter, or that doesn't... I don't think there needs to be any block, but you need to have a glowstone at this position. So in the corners of these, 1, 2 spaces, and then the glowstone. So let's see if this makes... Now we're at tier 3. My bad, guys. I totally forgot about these corners. And now, of course, we can actually close this up real quick so the grass can spread. Because I don't want to see any other stuff for now. No reason. And like I said, I don't think we're going to make it larger than tier 3 for now. And if we decide to go ahead... Oh, I'm missing the one for the Tesseract there. Okay. So let's get this out of here. Let me make some room. Okay. So now that it's a tier 3, we need to make the tier 3 orb. And that is by putting a block of gold in here. And I think that takes 10,000. I think 5 or 10,000. Let's see, where is it? 1, 2, 3, right there. Ooh, it takes 25,000. All right, that's gonna be a minute. Oh, but here, check it out. I forgot. We're at 45, 80, 30. It goes down faster. 1, 2, 3. Check out. What? Why did it only go up? I have so many of the self-sacrifice. Okay, it does work. All right, we gotta wait until this is done so we can get an actual reading on how much LP we get now per stab. But you also see, by the way, the higher you get a tier up, and the higher the item is you make in it, the faster it actually consumes the LP. So you just saw this. This was much faster. So now we get a tier 3. Let's see here. We got 6720. I want to read it out. And now 1 stab. And we're at 7320. So that is 600. Yeah, so instead of 200, now we're getting 600 with these 20 runes. That's actually horrible. I thought we're going to get a lot more. But anyway, it's nothing to worry about. So, the other thing we need to make now, of course, is the Master Ritual Stone. And let me go into my crafting inventory here. Did I bind this one? Yes. We need to make one of these, which takes these Ritual Stones. And I should have... Am I missing obsidian? My inventory must have been full when I ordered that. Let's get 4 of them. And let's try it again. Oh yeah, I forget that because of the orb, you actually need to drag stuff in yourself. There we go. Now we got 4 ritual stones. And the master ritual requires another obsidian. I thought that I ordered all this obsidian. But apparently I didn't. Okay, now let's make this guy. This 1, 2, 3, 4. These and orb is already in here. We got the master ritual stone. Now, the other thing we need to make is this guy here, a ritual diviner. Okay, and we're gonna need to put a gas tier in there. So let's go ahead and make this. Then the next thing we're gonna need to put is a 1 lapis lazuli block. They should be very fast here. They don't need much. Yeah, I just noticed. Oh, I do have the regen. Okay. Hopefully I'm gonna have enough inventory. So let's put this guy here. Don't need you right now. I'm running out of inventory space. But I wanted to do everything out here instead of having to run around. And then over here is going to be the magma cream. We need to make 1 of those. Let's keep stabbing. And then the last one we'll need is 1 obsidian. There. Okay. Let's put this guy in here. Oh, I have the auto refill on. We updated today to 9B, I believe. That's the newest version. I actually haven't even read the changelog yet. I still have to do that to see if Bolt added anything new or if anything was fixed that I had problems with. There we go, our Ritual Diviner. Now that guy here is, you actually don't need it. And the reason being is that the rituals are made out of different ritual stones, okay? I don't even think they're in any eye. But anyway, you can take these ritual stones, regular ones. And when you put down a master ritual stone, okay, it then places all the other stones in the version that it needs, like earth, air, fire, dusk, and so on, for you in the correct positions. You can do this by hand if you choose to do so. But, well, I personally don't want to, because this guy's... I actually, now thinking of it, I don't think we actually need it, because we only have a master ritual stone. So I actually made this guy for nothing, but you guys saw me make it, so it's okay, my bad. I totally forgot about this. All we need is the lapis lazuli block and this master ritual stone. And let's go ahead and sleep. So it's actually day, so we can test if this works. And I'm gonna need to get a little more LP in my network. I don't exactly know how much it takes. Probably a couple thousand. So let's put this guy in here. I shouldn't need any more LP. And you see this is sucking it up into our network. Whoops. Yeah. We're at 37. Let me stab myself a few more times. I want to get... Now we're over 5,000. It shouldn't need more than 5,000. So I wanted to put this guy away from the base. Reason being that there is a lightning strike coming down. And I'm worried that something is going to catch on fire. I guess it should be fine over here. Why not? Let's put it right here. And I believe the lapis lazuli goes on the bottom and the master ritual stone on the top. I did not look it up, guys. Sorry. And then we need to use... that's the last thing we needed to craft. My bad. We need the weak activation stone. This guy right here. We need to make a lava crystal. Oh, I did have it open. We need to get this guy here. Obsidian, diamond, 3 buckets of lava. And any orb. There we go. Now we got this guy, and I got room in my inventory. So now you come out, and of course I need to fill it now. I forgot, but it shouldn't take that much. Yeah, goes up by 600. Not bad at all. Okay, so now let's make this guy. Should be done any second, hopefully. We're getting close, guys. And if I remember right, all we need to do is right-click this with the activation stone. And then it should get a lightning strike, and it should be night. So, let's see. No, but how would this guy know? I think it usually tells you. I think I still need this one here. Now, my problem is that I am not sure which one it is. Let's see if the names maybe tell us something. Generation. Aura of expulsion. There is so many. If I cannot see something that looks like it should be it, then Blood of the New Moon takes more stuff. There's so many. Ritual of the Full Spring. I think that's the one. Yeah, that gives you free water. Serenade of the Nether just takes 4. That gives you free lava. Green Grove makes stuff grow. Interdiction. Alright, guys, let me look it up real quick. Sorry about that, guys. I was way off. We need this guy, but we did not need the ritual stone because, well, I should say this master ritual stone, because we need to make a imperfect ritual stone. That is why you didn't see that on that list. So let's make this guy here real quick. I feel bad now that I made you guys sit through this, but at least you saw some things about blood magic that will save us time later on. And it needs to be placed under the lapis lazuli block, it said. So let's put this guy here. And now it said that if you use that weak activation stone, it will drain 5,000 LP out of your network and make it night. So let's try this out. There's the lightning strike and it's night. So it works, guys. That's awesome. So, again, now this is when I could sleep and make it day to get rid of the rain. And now the next thing is that I want to try out is if we can automate this. I have my doubts, but maybe we'll get lucky. So let's see, how much LP do I have in here? I probably want to put this guy in here permanently because we're going to test a lot. And that is, I made an autonomous activator for this. And I'm hoping that, let's place it here. Right there. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to say right click. First slot only, aim level straight, sounds good. Now, of course, I don't want to, you know, have a tesseract over here just for one autonomous activator. But I figured for testing purposes, this will do. And then we can figure out, probably run a conduit from over there to here or something like that. I don't need an output either, just in case. So, but I want to set this to only with redstone signal high. And then we're going to put a button here. And put this weak activation crystal in here. It is set to me as the owner. So, I have no idea if it's going to work, but let's try it out. No, it didn't. That sucks. How else could I make this so the weak activation crystal, right click, first slot only, not sneaking, aim level, I'm gonna say. Let's try it with sneaking. No. So, I just got back from a chat with Way of Time in the Blood Magic IRC channel. Way of Time is the mod maker of the Blood Magic mod. And I was told that the fake player is disabled in Blood Magic. So, it is not possible to use anything to right-click anything with that activation crystal, so we cannot automate it. Another person in that IRC chat told me I should look into the witchery. There is a ritual of the night or something, apparently, that we could do, but that has to wait until another day. Because today, now we're out of time, we're gonna call it here. Too bad we cannot automate it, but I'm still happy that I can just go around whenever I come here. Take this off the wall, hit it, turn off the rain or whatever, and then sleep through the night. And then, you know, I'm just gonna take that dagger, stab myself a few times, just like this. Let's get it back here. Turn this on, stab myself down to like 2 hearts. So that is 18 times 600. I'll let you guys do the math. And yeah, it's a couple thousand, about 9,000 or something. And I have over 115,000 in the LP network now anyway, so I'm fine, guys. I'm glad we got started with Blood Magic. It's gonna open the doors to a lot more fun stuff we can do in the future. But the next project I really want to tackle is... Whoa, what's going on over here? Can I fix this? F3A? Are you gonna get fixed? No, I have them sometimes over here. And sometimes back there, and I don't get it fixed until I reload, log out and log back into the server. I don't understand why this kind of stuff happens. Like always in the same 2 spots. What's wrong with these chunks or these over there? Anyways, next time we're gonna get started with, I think, the mob farms over here. I'd really like to start that project because I'm just super excited about it. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun setting up all these different cells. And we're not just gonna use the auto spawner from MFR, guys. I also want to make use of a lot of these spawner cages that we have collected from the roguelike dungeons or out in the overworld. And also, there's a couple other things that we cannot capture any other way but with the soul vials. So we're gonna have to make powered spawners. But yeah, like right here, you know, I got the skelly spawner waiting. I got blaze spawners waiting, and I have all the other spawners still over at the spawn base. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. I'm really looking forward to the project. And that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, please don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel and the videos. And on that note, talk to you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.